Millions of Americans are under evacuation orders right now in the United States. I'll give you the details of that. As well as in another part of the country, millions of Americans are under permanent water restriction. Permanent. I'll give you the details of that here. And this might be happening to even more states going forward. And the key word there is permanent water restrictions. And a lot of people say this is because of climate change. And you probably want to know the details on this. I'll give you the details in this video, and we're going to start right now. Thank you so much for liking these videos. Here we go. So, millions of people are under mandatory evacuations in multiple different areas. As you can see here in this headline, Port Arkansas issues mandatory visitor evacuation ahead of hurricane/tropical storm Beryl landfall. It was a major Category 5 hurricane in the Caribbean, which I'll show you the massive destruction it has done. It was the earliest Category 5 ever. And even more mandatory evacuations coming in almost by the hour as this hurricane/tropical storm, it went from a hurricane as it went through the islands in the Caribbean, went down to a tropical storm. As it picks up speed, as it's going back over the ocean, it's expected to go back to a hurricane before it hits Texas, again picking up speed. Mandatory evacuations are being issued here now by the hour, and millions of people already under mandatory evacuations and expected to get worse. Take a look here at the massive destruction this has already done. And they're saying that this has been already one of the worst hurricanes in history, the earliest of its kind ever.
We can't emphasize enough just how historic Beryl is. This is footage from Carriacou Island. Beryl's 150-mile-per-hour landfall there is the strongest on the Windward Islands on record. Beryl's broken a number of significant records, including the strongest hurricane in June, the strongest hurricane in July, the earliest Category 4 hurricane on record. On its landfall near Carriacou Island, we had those 150-mile-per-hour max sustained winds that happened on the 1st of July at the start of this week at around 11 o'clock in the morning. Here's some of the damage that's been done in and around the islands through the Windward Islands. Here's St. Vincent before and after. You can see the structures here, the vegetation, the Prime Minister of Grenada talking about the total complete destruction of vegetation and agriculture. And you can see this is what it looks like here on these tiny islands here in St. Vincent. All of the brown you see are snapped trees and twigs and everything that's just been completely eroded away by the power of this storm. I want to take you through the history of Beryl because it's really stunning, and it's something that's going to be talked about for a very, very, very long time. It is now the benchmark for some of the strongest storms in the Atlantic Basin. We kick things off on this past Saturday, June 29th. Beryl becoming the strongest tropical storm this far east in the tropical Atlantic as it makes its approach to the Lesser Antilles and the Windward Islands. From there, we continue to see strengthening into the day as we see the farthest east a hurricane has ever formed in the tropical Atlantic during the month of June. That's just during the month of June itself. As we watch rapid intensification continue, in fact, we saw rapid intensification from a tropical depression to a major hurricane in just 42 hours, a stunning stat, becoming the first major hurricane east of the Lesser Antilles in the month of June, that occurring at 8 o'clock in the morning on June 30th. It wasn't just a Category 1 hurricane, Category 2, but a major hurricane, and then from there continued to strengthen on approach to the Lesser Antilles. But the most impressive still to come as it moved through the Lesser Antilles, continued to intensify, becoming the earliest Category 5 hurricane on record, beating Emily back in 2005.
And we're not used to seeing Category 5 hurricanes this early and this strong. now set to hit Texas. Take a listen here.
Tropical storm Beryl now taking aim at the Texas coast this weekend. The storm slowing from a hurricane, but still packing winds up to 70 miles per hour. Beryl then expected to make landfall as a hurricane again Sunday night, hitting with a life-threatening storm surge, up to 15 inches of rain and flash flooding. ABC's Maria Villarreal is in Texas.
Tonight, Texas is bracing for Beryl after the Category 2 hurricane roared across Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula near Tulum with 110-mile-an-hour winds, knocking out power in resort and vacation communities. Officials in Texas are urging residents to get ready.
We need a prepared community, not a panicked community.
Beryl has killed 11 people and left a trail of destruction across the Caribbean. The now tropical storm turning the Gulf, where it will intensify and take aim at Texas Sunday night. It comes just 2 weeks after Tropical Storm Alberto slammed South Texas, flooding beach communities.
The water zips under the house, and that's the only way you can stop it.
So tonight, along the coast, they are filling up sandbags and boarding up all over again.
We definitely prepare for the worst, but we're praying for the best.
There are no evacuation orders in place as of right now for South Texas, but with so many people visiting beaches over the holiday weekend, officials are now warning that there is an increased risk for riptides all along the Gulf Coast from Texas all the way to Florida as this storm starts to approach.
Experts are saying bigger and stronger storms could become the norm because of hotter ocean temperatures. And California, the largest state population-wise with over 40 million people, is imposing permanent water restrictions on residents. That's right, and other states may have to do the same. Take a listen to what they just did. For the first time in their history, California has introduced permanent water restrictions. I know, it's crazy. For its cities and towns in an effort to address the issues of water conservation and resilience in the drought-stricken state. The new regulation, which was approved by the California State Water Resources Control Board on Wednesday, will require the state's largest water utilities, which serves 95% of California residents. Remember, the largest population state in the U.S., over 40 million people, to reduce the amount of water they provide over the next 15 years. The board has previously introduced temporary water conservation measures during drought emergencies, but this is the first time that the Golden State has adopted permanent measures to save water. The idea is to now ask water suppliers to save the precious resource water at all times in order to prevent the need for the state to scramble to save water during droughts. This is according to the Water Board, will help, quote, make conservation a California way of life, as they're literally desperate for water because of high temperatures. I have a friend who posted online, his name is Gia, and he posted it's 114 degrees right now in Valencia, California, worse than the 111 degrees they promised. Just took his dog outside. Walking out of our cool house feels like walking into an actual oven. Had to carry him over to the nearest grass. No way I'm letting him walk out on the crazy hot pavement. Scary hot, but it's cooling down to 101 degrees tomorrow. Imagine that 101 degrees is cooling down. Sitting tight today, praying that the power does not go out. Wow. Yeah, so I mean, you guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comments, but even here in Ohio, winter has not been the same as it was when we were kids. We used to get extended periods of snow, long cold winters. Nowadays, it seems like the snowplow for our driveway, I think we had our driveway plowed 2 times this winter, and it's been that way for the last several years. Winter has definitely changed here in the Northeast. You guys can let me know in the comment section, are you seeing a climate change? Is climate different where you are? Are you in the Northeast? Are you in the West? Are you in the South? In the South, are you seeing a climate change? Let me know in the comment section if you are or if you are not. Are you seeing more hurricanes? Are you seeing hotter weather? I mean, we're definitely seeing a different type of winter here in the Northeast, no doubt about it. People in California are seeing major drought, they're seeing hotter weather, and it seems like hurricanes and storms are getting worse. And I mean, we're seeing all these different insurance companies, at least by their actual revenue in their books, claiming massive more losses. I don't know. Is the proof there? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you seeing climate change? I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below, click the bell icon so you don't miss out on new videos. Click here to see what is happening to homeowners and renters that you need to know right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.